This is how I reroot my dolls. If I'm doing a full doll customization, I clean the body entirely, and reroot is the first thing that I do to her. At first I choose a hair color and mix an acrylic paint to match it. I water it down a bit and then cover all the scalp behind the hairline. It's necessary so the doll has no bald spots under the hair. I didn't find the right consistency yet, so I'm open to your suggestions. My paint always chips in the process, so I touch up it later. I leave it to dry for half an hour, when I prepare my tools and hair to reroot. I DIY'd this tool out of something that I already had at home. For a doll's hair, I prefer to use human-grade conicolone that I buy from a local African shop. It's beautiful, durable, and stylable with a heat. I take a part of a hair and cut it in half so it will not be too long. I always make hair much longer at start so I can cut it later. Here comes the most tedious part. I divide the hair to little strands. Then I put a middle of it around my finger and pick it up with a rerooting tool. I usually start off the back of a hairline and go all the way around, so my strands are more even at the front. Here I don't change the original hair growth pattern, so I'm using the holes that exists already. And then I just poke it in and repeat it few hundred times. Make sure that you don't poke it too deep, so it will not get all messy and tangled inside the head. We will add glue later and there must be still left place for a neck peg. Also, don't make your strands too big, especially if you reroot in a smaller head like Barbie. It can easily become too fluffy and full of a hair. I usually start from a hairline, then do an entire head, and do the part at the last step. It's a really long process. Here is a video in 100 speed. I've made my rerooting tool out of a sewing needle and an X-Acto knife handle. I've took 2 pliers and chipped an eye of a needle in half, so you're left with a V shape. Then I put few cords of an electrical tape around the sharp edge of a needle, and I put it in a circle hole in a handle and tighten it. That is how I made it, but you can buy them on Etsy or somewhere else. Here is a full evening of work and you can see that the paint on the head is really chipped. I touch up it halfway and let it dry to the next day so I can continue. The half of the work is done